Hey, it's Jules again. Welcome back to Jules Place. I got a story to tell you that I hope you find some humor in. Um, it was real cutesy to start with, and it stayed that way right up until it no longer was. And I'll tell you all about it. A little lead into this. I think a lot of us are getting lots and lots of phone calls for loans or tax prep service or tax help or whatever, and I don't need any of it. And I'm sick and tired of getting these phone calls. And honestly, I've probably missed some legitimate phone calls trying not to answer this garbage stuff. Now, it's a little different than it was back in 2014 or 15 when this story takes place. I was working in Moultrie for First Franklin Financial, and I worked with five wonderful ladies and one other lady. And that's back when you got live calls from actual live agents trying to sell you um, the car warranty stuff. That's before they went with the robo calling and the automated garbage and all that. You had actual people calling you. So one day I'm at my desk and the phone rings, and it's one of these 800 numbers. And it's kind of a quiet day, kind of like today. It's a beautiful day here in Tifton, very nice outside. That's the kind of day it was that day. Not a lot going on in the office. I don't think there were any customers in there at that time. So I get the phone call and I pick it up, and they ask for me by name. And I'm interested in shutting down the phone call and trying not to get any more phone calls. So I said, "Well, look, I'm sorry, but he was severely killed in a car crash yesterday." And I figured, that was going to get me off of somebody's call list. Um, the lady was actually apologetic and sympathetic and all that stuff, and uncharacteristically caring under the circumstances. So the girls got a kick out of it. I got a kick out of it. I'm kind of a goofball. This kind of stuff appeals to me. Actually, I was telling my pastor this story Monday, and he almost choked during part of it. I tend to do that with him. He likes my humor, and I hope you find this as funny as he did. Of course, he finds everything funny, but that's all right. Um, so several days pass, and then I get a letter from Discover Card. Didn't really think anything about it. I go to open it up, and it's just them letting me know that they've been notified that I'm dead, and they've turned the account over to collections. No kidding. They turned my dead account. I'm dead. My account is now in collections, and they're just advising me that I still need to make a payment. And so I go in there and contact them, and I said, "Look, this is a misunderstanding. I didn't realize y'all had any need to call me, and you wouldn't believe what I went through trying to convince them I was not dead." And it could have gotten a lot worse if they reported my death to Equifax or one of those. Um, I could have been dealing with a lot of creditors thinking I was dead, and um, I spent quite a bit of time. I mean, I'd already when I called in to Discover, I had already authenticated the account. Um, but the lady I was on the phone with did not want to believe that I was a living and breathing person. Apparently, um, I never knew that. With all the things they won't believe. The payments in the mail. They won't believe that. You can come up with all kind of excuses. Tell them you're dead and they'll leave you alone. They just send you a little letter in the mail reminding you to pay anyway. But where I really ran into the trouble with this was trying to convince them that I'm not dead. I've authenticated the account, which nobody else should have had that information. That should have pretty much you know explained to them, hey, apparently he's okay after all. But they just didn't want to believe that. So I just really had it gone to the point where all of my creditors had gotten notified. I can't imagine. I guess I'd have had to have blood work or, um, a post or a pre-death autopsy. I don't know what they'd have had to done to realize I'm still good and I'm going to pay the bills, which I did. But anyway, so I just found the whole thing kind of ironic, and that tends to be a funny story. Maybe it's better one on one. I don't know. If you got a kick out of it, let me know. If you know me and there's a story you think I ought to tell, put it in the comments. Send it to me in an email. It's drummandstage@gmail.com. I'm not going to make a lot of effort to keep pounding out videos, but there are certain things that come to mind from time to time, um, that I think would be of interest to some folks. And I'll try to get that stuff out there to you. And hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you have a great day. If you got the weather outside that we do, be sure to go out and enjoy some of that. It'll be blistering hot before. Actually, we'll probably have a really good cold snap or two between now and the really hot weather, but it doesn't stay this beautiful for long. Um, Life is good. Enjoy it. See ya.